One of the great things about working at a bar or restaurant with a craft cocktail program is not only do you learn classics, you also learn drinks from other bars and other bartenders. Because there are lots of great classics, but they're pretty easy to find. For me, the real treasures are the drinks you might not hear about otherwise. Case in point, the Good Night Irene. This drink was created by the one and only Audrey Saunders, protege of the immortal Dale DeGroff and the creative force behind the iconic Pegu Club in Manhattan and the beloved but very short-lived Tar Pit in Los Angeles. To make this drink, you only need 2 ingredients: bourbon, which you probably already have, and Branca Menta. If you're not familiar with it already, Branca Menta is a sweeter, mintier version of Fernet. This is an imperfect analogy, but Branca Menta is to creme de menthe as Fernet is to Jägermeister. Don't get me wrong, Jaeger, I love you. But yeah, this drink is simple, delicious, and astonishingly, not already on YouTube. Here's how you make it. This cocktail is built in the glass, but before I get into measurements, the drink as I learned it is different from what I found online. What follows is how I was taught to make it. Start with 3/4 of an ounce or 20 mils of Branca Menta into your glass of choice. As far as bourbon, it doesn't have to be fancy. Use whatever's around. 1.5 ounces or 40 mils. Add a bit of crushed ice and swizzle. Top with more crushed ice and garnish with a sprig of mint. Isn't that pretty? Wow. I mean, obviously this is an updated take on a stinger, but by swapping the Branca Menta for creme de menthe and by replacing the brandy with bourbon, this in my opinion tastes more like a proper cocktail than a stinger does. If anything, it tastes like a really boozy thin mint and would make a solid after dinner drink. Before I forget, the drink spec as it was taught to me was 2-to-1, but as I said before, all the recipes I found online were 1-to-1. I don't know which one's authentic, and Audrey won't return my calls. But I did try them both and prefer this one. It's more bourbon forward, which is always a good thing, but in my opinion is just more balanced flavor-wise. I know I always say this, but of course this drink is worth the effort and you should totally make it if you can get the ingredients. The last thing I'm going to say is the garnish is an essential component. Mint sprig or bust. If you liked it, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and if there's something you think I should try, let me know in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you soon.
Turn camera. 102, take 1.